Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
All right, places, please. The Daly Migs Show is on deck. Guitars plugged in. Drums ready to go. Chickens.
They're clucking.
Other animals. And action. This is the Daly Migs Show on The Rock with Taryn Daly and Steve Migs.
While listening to the Daly Migs Show, please refrain from any unnecessary finger gesturing.
99.9 KISW.
Good morning, Rockaholics, and welcome to the middle of the week. We have made it, Steve Migs, to Wednesday.
So glad. Hump day it is.
Yes, it is time to get yourself informed, Rockaholics.
Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes, and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs Download.
A.K.A. the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
And the DMD is brought to you by Palace Law. Today is a day that we celebrated yesterday in our household. It's National Ballet Day.
Is that why you're wearing a tutu?
Yes, that's exactly why. I have to go take my daughter to ballet class, and I have to wear a tutu as well. It's a very strange thing that they do over at the elite school of dance.
Do you have a Dance Dad shirt yet?
No, I pretty much wear a hoodie all the time. My Kraken hoodie. I think people think that I only wear one thing every single time I'm there because that's just the easiest thing. It's comfortable. It's typically a little chilly in there. So yeah. But hey, this is exciting times in our household because our daughter, for this upcoming recital, is the frickin' lead.
No way.
Yeah, baby.
I want to go.
I'll sell you some tickets.
Throw flowers on the stage afterwards. I can't wait.
Flowers, okay, good. I don't know if it's because of her dance performance being so great. I think it's just that she's there every Tuesday.
Oh, she shows up. She's committed.
She shows up. She has a good attitude. She kicks her leg in the air every once in a while. It's pretty awesome.
It's all you can ask for.
Right now, it's still fun. Like I'm a little worried that when she gets a little bit older, that then ballet gets more serious. Like right now, we're in the kids soccer phase. Like anyone who has a kid that takes their kid to play soccer, it's just chaos on the field.
There's no strategy.
Really, it's just kids running around like crazy. That's kind of where we're at right now, still with a toddler version of ballet. But
Perfect.
I'm having a blast. This weekend, I don't know if you know this, the Super Bowl is happening.
Are you kidding me?
And we already know the winner. Madden put out their results. The video game Madden NFL 24. They just put together their yearly thing. In the past, it was pretty accurate. The last few years, I think it's been kind of wrong. I think they predicted that the Eagles were going to win last year, and they were wrong. And, San Francisco 49ers fans, you hope that they're wrong once again because they're predicting the Kansas City Chiefs to beat the 49ers in a very close game. Patrick Mahomes is going to be the MVP according to the video game, and that's what's going on. But we'll find out for sure on Sunday, Las Vegas. You got the Chiefs trying to go back-to-back, taking on the San Francisco 49ers.
If Patrick Mahomes does win Super Bowl MVP, he will be only the third player in NFL history to win in back-to-back years.
Wow.
There you go. Fun factoid for your Wednesday, Rockaholics.
And if he wins back-to-back and he becomes the MVP, he won't be able to celebrate it with his dad.
Oh.
Sorry, too soon?
Sorry, senior. A man in Vancouver, Washington was arrested after walking through traffic, swinging a samurai sword and screaming at people. Police said that he then went into the Walmart parking lot and was, again, screaming, threatening to hurt people. Officers ended up evacuating the Walmart. They located the man inside the store, and then the suspect surrendered. No injuries reported, and he didn't just have a samurai sword. He had a pocket knife, too.
We doesn't need that when you have a samurai sword. I would love nothing more than to be in a situation where you see pure chaos like that. Granted, I don't want anyone getting hurt. But
No.
have you ever been anywhere where something bonkers like that has happened?
I've never had to be evacuated.
I've been in some gas stations where someone's walked in and I'm like, I'm going to stick around for a little bit. I feel like things might get a little weird in here. And it never does.
Never, ever.
No. So, Vancouver Walmart, I'm coming for you.
We're seeing you.
Hey, also speaking of the Super Bowl this weekend, well, we already have our first arrest of a player. Not a player that's playing, not a dad of a player that's playing. This time it's a guy by the name of Janarius Robinson. He just signed with the Las Vegas Raiders, and of course he's in Vegas trying to live it up. Well, he lived it up a little too much. He got arrested for a DUI outside of a hotel this week. He's 24 years old. How about this? He got arrested 18 hours after the announcement that he just signed a 1-year, $985,000 contract. I don't know if that contract's going to stay after doing something like this. The craziest part about this, $985,000, that means he's making more than Super Bowl quarterback Brock Purdy. Oh. Brock Purdy making $850,000 a season because he's on a rookie contract, and of course he wasn't like touted as going to be like this big deal. He was Mr. Irrelevant, because he was the last pick in the draft when he was drafted. Here's the craziest stat about Brock Purdy and how much money he makes. There's 20 other starting quarterbacks this season that earned that much money, $850,000, before their first game was even over.
Oh,
like
man.
Lamar Jackson for the Ravens, he made Brock Purdy's entire salary just 11 minutes into game one thanks to his $80 million salary. Patrick Mahomes, it took him 16 minutes in one game because he makes $59.4 million this year. So win or lose, Mahomes is already probably like,
Taking
what?
it to the bank.
I'm okay.
Well, the National Transportation Safety Board revealed that the Alaska Airlines Boeing 737 MAX 9 suffered that midair blowout over Oregon due to missing bolts that were supposed to be securing that door plug. Obviously, they did not secure that. The report says that the missing bolts allowed the panel to detach, and that if they had been at cruising altitude, they could have had catastrophic consequences. So now both Boeing and Spirit Aerosystems are under scrutiny within the investigation.
Well, all I know about this entire story is like we heard about this story, it was crazy, and then we still haven't really heard from many of the people that were on that plane, which makes me just think there's a massive lawsuit that's going to be happening.
Big trouble.
Probably going to make more money than Brock Purdy.
Absolutely.
Hey, as far as weather, we're going to hit a high of 47. It's going to rain today. Thanks to Seattle Boat Show for boatshow.com for giving us the Daily Migs download, and that's what's up.
A couple members of this show are working with injuries today because their boobs were bit. Not together. We're going to tell you what happened at 6:20.
The Daily Migs Show.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Rockaholics, what stupid tantrum did your kid or someone else's kid have? Call us now, 206-803-ROCK. And the reason we bring this up, Steve, what happened to you?
Oh, man. So this could be like a public service announcement for those that don't have kids that listen to our show for why maybe having a kid is a little bit of an uphill battle at times. Just be prepared for what you're about to. I know, Sarah, you have hopes of one day bringing a child into this world. Lord help all of us, but we do hope to bring a child into this world. Here's a precautionary tale. Okay. So we're getting close to the end of the night. Oh, I'm just exhausted. We're sitting on the bed. We end every night with reading stories to Tatum. Like she picks up some books in her little room that she has her books in, and she brings them to bed, and we just read them, a few of them, just to get ready for bed. And so we're all lying in bed, and we're just kind of chilling. And I'm like, finally, I get to just relax. And I'm just sitting there enjoying the moment. And I kind of close my eyes for a second just because my wife's doing the reading, and I'm just enjoying the moment. And all of a sudden, I feel this extremely sharp piercing pain. And it was like, when you're not expecting to feel pain, and all of a sudden it's just like that. Am I feeling pain in my chest area, on my boob? And all of a sudden it's starting to get worse and worse and worse. And I open up my eyes and I'm looking, and there's my daughter clamped down on my chest, like just biting me. And I was like, why are you doing this? And then I just remembered that we were just talking about how DJ, our puppy, we're trying to get her to be better about biting and stuff like that. And so I think Tatum just decided to be inspired by DJ and just clamped onto my chest. And I still feel it right now. Like if I touch it, I feel it.
Do you have little tiny teeth marks?
I don't know because of the tattoo on my chest, so I can't tell. But I sure as hell feel like if I didn't have a tattoo, there would be teeny tiny teeth marks. So, of course, I'm like, get off of me. And, like, what are you doing? I didn't, yell at her, but I had that kind of a tone. And then all of a sudden, it's like you just see the quiver lip going, and then it's like, wah, freaking out. And I'm like, why are you freaking out? You bit my boob. Like, all I said was to stop doing it. And then it was like, Mommy, Daddy, and I'm like, you got to be. I was just trying to be like DJ. And I'm just like, all right, now we're trying to calm her down because she's freaking out because she's upset with me because I'm upset that she bit my boob.
And it's always horrifying when they're having these tantrums right before bedtime. Like, you don't want them to be having to cry themselves to sleep or anything like that. It's just, it's very painful. Sorry for the bad term there, but it's awful when they have that freak out right before bedtime.
Of course you got to remove yourself from the situation, but I'm hearing my wife trying to console her. I'm like, what about me? I'm the one who's hurt.
Can I get a hug?
My boob hurts.
So Steve, this isn't a tantrum story, but I also got bit.
On the boob?
On the boob. And it happened this...
Not by Barrett?
No.
By Brad?
Not by Brad.
Oh, I'm like, well, that's one way to say goodbye in the morning.
It happened this morning. I was getting dressed.
By one of your goats.
No. I was getting dressed, and I was standing over my bed with all my clothes set out, and I didn't yet have, my bra or anything on. I was getting to that point. But Brad had let the dogs out.
Thanks for that visual, Taryn.
Just hovering. But Brad had let the dogs out, and then when he brought them back in, our puppy, who's also in crazy teething, sharp teeth mode like DJ is,
right,
came lumbering back up the stairs, jumped on the ottoman that's at the foot of our bed, onto the bed, and just snatched right into the nipple region. And he's got the needle teeth, so it was horrifying.
Those
and I yelped.
Worse.
I yelped like a dog. Mm-hmm. And hopefully, I was just hopeful that I wouldn't wake my child up, and I didn't. He stayed asleep. Thank God.
Did it break skin?
It did not break skin,
okay.
Thankfully. But I was like, what the F, dog? Come on. It was really frustrating. But I did want to share a little Barrett tantrum story, too. He had in his head he wanted to buy this toy that I've actually already bought for him 4 times, and so I was refusing to spend my hard-earned money on replacing this toy recently.
Okay.
So I asked him if he would like
what
to
was the toy?
It's a brooder, mini excavator with a guy, it has a dude that drives it.
Okay.
Anyway, they're $40 or something, and he's already broken a couple. And so I asked him if he would want to get some money out of his own piggy bank and buy a toy. And he said yes. So we pulled out $30, $40, whatever it was. And then I showed him on, Amazon where we were going to buy it. And I clicked buy, and I put the money in my wallet, obviously, because my card was attached to the Amazon account. And then he's like, when is it getting here? And I'm like, it's getting here on Thursday, buddy. This was on a Monday. It's coming on Thursday. And he completely melted down.
I would melt down too. When are my parents going to get Amazon Prime so I can get it quick?
Well, first of all, where we live, sometimes Prime isn't exactly available. Sometimes you expect 2 days. Sometimes when you live where I live, it's 3 days. These are first world problems, Steve.
There's no concept of time with children. It's like, I paid for it. I want it now.
The fact that he was not going to get this immediately, have that instant gratification, it just sent him out of his mind. Dude, screaming, crying. And then every day since he's like, is it Thursday? Is it Thursday? I'm like, no, buddy, it's not Thursday yet.
So he's still wanting it.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
No way. Thanks for letting me know. I used to keep a notepad file on my Apple phone, of just a file of all the stupid tantrums. I got to find that.
That's smart.
I want to keep it because there's going to be one day she's probably going to get married, and I just want to read those during it's like, here's a chance to speak in front of everybody. I just want to list off some of the great moments that I had with my daughter, and just list off all the dumbest meltdowns that she's had in the 4 years so far that she's been in this world.
And in those only 4 years that we've had our children, you could probably write a novel.
It's insane.
Of tantrums.
Yeah.
Rockaholics, we want to hear from you based on my incident with Barrett in the stupid excavator and Steve getting his chesticles bitten. What dumb reason did your child freak out? What stupid reason did your kid have a complete tantrum over? Call in now, 206-803-ROCK, and we're going to take those calls after Lincoln Park.
The Daly Migs Show.
Rockaholics, this morning we want to hear from you about the dumb reason your child had a complete freak out. For what reason did your child have a legendary tantrum? Or maybe someone else's kid. It doesn't necessarily have to be yours.
Or it was you, because someone even just texted and said, I don't have any kid, but my mom told me once that I used to freak out when I didn't have the red race car in my right hand and the blue race car in my left hand. Oh, the things you forget about in your 20s.
Is that the same hands as the pills in the Matrix?
I think so. This kid was Neo before you even realized it.
206-803-ROCK. Taylor in Arlington, your kid had a freak out over monster trucks.
Oh, yeah. We took him up to the Skagit Speedway when they bring the lower name monster trucks. And we got to go down on the field and everything and go up to the monster trucks. And he had a complete meltdown sitting on a no-name monster truck because Gravedigger wasn't there.
Oh.
Well, I'd be pissed, too.
I mean, Gravedigger is my son's favorite. I can imagine that he would also freak out over that.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can name every single one of the big name ones, but we go there and there's 5, no-name, lower-end guys. And, I have a picture of him sitting on a tire of a monster truck, and he is not happy about it.
Imagine being the monster truck driver and you're being shamed by like a 5-year-old or a toddler because you're just not important enough to them.
And I'm sure those guys and gals that drive those monster trucks have probably seen that more than one time.
Oh, absolutely.
Do you guys, out of curiosity, Taylor, you guys go up there for the races, the sprint car races?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Hell yeah, man. Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah, I found the notes app of some of the meltdowns that I mentioned, how like Tatum has had ridiculous meltdowns. So I'm trying to keep an ongoing file. And here's just a couple of examples. One of them, she was mad because I didn't take Lulu ice skating.
That's rude.
Yeah, so she had a full-on meltdown about that. Lulu's our dog, who's blind, has no teeth, and is
or skates.
About 12 years old. Last thing she wants to do is go on ice or put on ice skates. I don't even think they make dog ice skates. Maybe they do. I'll have to check Amazon. I also didn't fill her imaginary pool up with enough imaginary water.
That's really upsetting.
And my favorite, I flushed the toilet before she could see her poop. That meltdown went on forever. All of a sudden, I flush and waterworks and screaming bloody murder. And I'm like, what happened? What did I do? She starts running to mom and she's, screaming, crying baby talk that you can't even understand. But my wife somehow is able to figure out what she's saying. She's like, did you not let her see her poop? I'm like, I didn't know this was a thing. And she's like, oh, yeah, you got to let her see her poop before you flush the toilet. I'm like, where was that memo?
She's looking for the record-setting poop. That's what she's looking for.
I was like, when has this changed? She's like, oh, this is a new thing. The last couple of days, she needs to see her poop before it gets flushed. I'm like, well, that would have been nice to know, because now here I am looking like the most evil dad in the world because I just got rid of her prized poop.
Does she want to see yours, too, or just her own?
No. If she does.
With toddlers, you don't get to go to the bathroom by yourself anymore. They always want in there. Why are they like this?
This is like another public service announcement for those thinking about having children.
Sarah, get excited. Bathroom with an audience forever.
And they bring toys in. At least Tatum does. She'll just start bringing toys in. She sets them up on the bathtub, like on the ledge, because it's right next to the toilet. She's like, Daddy, you want to play? I'm like, no, not really. Not at this moment.
This exact moment.
This is the last thing I'm thinking about right now is playing with your Paw Patrol toys. But thanks for bringing them in.
Just need to focus for a couple more seconds here, kid.
What about you, Danny? Yeah, Lily's now 9. I don't know if the tantrums are as dumb as they used to be, but...
You know what's funny is not to brag, but she didn't really have a ton of tantrums when she was a kid. I'm sure there are some that, I remember, but the one that she still to this day freaks out about, and she probably will until she's 14, is getting a shot.
Oh, yeah.
And it's like, but I'm not talking like, whining or whatever. It's like full crocodile tears, does not want, and even like just taking cough medicine. She hates the taste of cough medicine. And I'm like, Lily, you're sick. Like, this will make you feel better. And it's just crying, and she'll go and hide in her room under her bed, and I'm like, what is happening? Like,
right.
You're 9 years old. Take the damn cough medicine. And she just won't do it. And it's so frustrating. And I'm like, why?
I kind of have a tantrum when I have to get shots too. I don't really like the whole shot process.
No.
I mean, like alcohol shots, yes, but like...
I was going to say, I've been around you. You seem to take shots, no problem. Sometimes goldfish are in them, too. It's just crazy.
Oh, my God.
Okay. We got a text at 206-803-ROCK. My younger niece had a meltdown because she did not want a Happy Meal. I'm talking about a 30-minute scream session. That's worse when it's not your own kid. Because at least when it's your kid, you're like, well, I signed up for this.
Yeah.
I got to deal with this. This is my problem. And it's
you have to explain to the kid, it's called a Happy Meal. You're supposed to be happy.
No, it's called a freak out in front of my parents and my uncle or my aunt meal.
Well, how would you like a shot at beating Steve? He is currently 32, 13, and 3 in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to play Beat Migs at 6:50.
The Daly Migs Show.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Top class actions alert. In a groundbreaking move for the payment industry, Visa and MasterCard have come to a historic $5.6 billion settlement. Top class actions is connecting business owners who accepted Visa or MasterCard from January 1st, 2004 to January 25th, 2019 to their share of this $5.6 billion settlement. Claim your share today at topclassactions.com/Visa. That's topclassactions.com/Visa.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car right in your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Cody from Tacoma is. Cody, are you there?
Yep.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Nibble on the... Nipple, nipple.
For those playing at home, Cody has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you'll only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
What singer stepped away from performing last year because she's battling stiff person syndrome?
Pass.
What fast food chain sells the Shamrock Shake to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
McDonald's.
Correct. Which 70s horror film had the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream"?
Pass.
Michael Starr is the lead singer of what glam metal band?
Pass.
What does the J stand for in author's name J.K. Rowling?
Janice.
No.
Judy.
No.
Pass.
Last year's Super Bowl took place in what U.S. state?
San Francisco.
No.
California.
No.
Arizona.
Yes. James Michael Tyler played Gunther in what sitcom?
Pass.
What is it called when birds fly to warmer climates for the winter?
Migration.
Yes. Cody, you got 3 correct.
Which is better than I did yesterday morning at this time. So, Cody, you have that going for you.
That was a rough one.
That is true. Glass half full with Taryn. I still have a feeling Steve might...
He might limp through this a little bit.
Yeah, he might beat Cody like he beat you. Just saying.
Ooh.
But we'll
like
see.
that.
You never know. Steve, are you ready?
Oh, yeah!
What singer stepped away from performing last year because she's battling stiff person syndrome?
I battled that in high school.
Oh, no.
I don't know. Madonna?
No.
Adele?
No.
Lady Gaga?
No. What fast food chain sells the Shamrock Shake to celebrate St. Patrick's Day?
McDonald's.
Yes.
Come on.
Which 70s horror film had the tagline, "In space, no one can hear you scream"?
Alien.
Yes. Michael Starr is the lead singer of what glam metal band?
Steel Panther.
Yeah.
We're giving away tickets to see them at 7:50 this morning.
What does the
How
J
about that?
stand for in author's name J.K. Rowling?
James?
No.
Joseph?
No.
Janet?
No. Last year's Super Bowl took place in what U.S. state?
Arizona.
Correct. James Michael Tyler played Gunther in what sitcom?
The Office?
No.
Alf?
No.
Modern Family.
No. What is it called when birds fly to warmer climates for the winter?
Migration.
Correct. What does the C stand for in CD?
Compact.
Yes. What kind of rodent is the cartoon character Speedy Gonzales?
He is a mouse.
He is. And with that, you get 7 correct, which is a big win, 7-3.
Woo!
Sorry, Cody.
Hey, no problem.
Have a good one, Cody.
Okay, I think there's a few I would have gotten right that Steve got wrong, though.
Okay.
Okay, please tell me the first one because it was a big thing with
Celine
the Grammys.
Dion,
Yes.
stiff person syndrome.
Yes.
Yeah, she's had it for years.
What is stiff person syndrome?
It's exactly what it sounds like.
So she can't like bend?
Yeah, she's got. It has something to do. I'm gonna misspeak about it, but something to do with like a lack of elasticity or something like that.
And I don't think she can
joints.
control her muscles.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That
it's
sounds
really
terrible.
bad. Yeah.
Yeah. But so it was like a big thing that she was at the Grammys to present Taylor Swift the award because people are like, how is she doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, really sad.
It's a rare autoimmune disorder that commonly causes muscle stiffness. Yeah,
Yeah.
painful spasms that come and go and can worsen over time.
And I hear they don't know why it happens. It just, people randomly get it.
That's awful.
Yeah.
I know. And the fact it's called stiff person syndrome, like it just sounds painful.
For sure.
What does the J stand for in author's name J.K. Rowling?
That one I did not know.
Joanne.
Joanne.
Yeah.
And
I'll be honest, at first I forgot that it was a female.
Clearly, yes.
Clearly, I was guessing Joseph.
James.
Or whatever.
And extra credit, Danny, do you know what the K stands for?
Kathleen?
Wow. Oh my God. What a nerd. I'm
big
proud of you.
Harry Potter fan, yeah.
And James
Hogwarts.
Michael Tyler played Gunther in what sitcom?
Tell me it's Friends.
It is.
Boom.
I don't know.
Oh, the dude that worked at the coffee shop with
Yeah.
the bleach blonde hair.
Yep,
I
exactly.
loved him.
Yeah, I don't know another sitcom that has a Gunther.
I
but-
couldn't think of one either.
Yeah, so it's Friends. He's dead, I believe, though. R.I.P.
In real life?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like last year, I think he passed away,
Yeah,
or
it
a
was
couple
kinda
years
recently.
ago.
Way to
Yeah.
bring the room down, Sarah.
Sorry. Yeah, let me just throw that fun fact out there for you. Well, congratulations, Steve.
Super Bowl is happening this Sunday in Las Vegas, and it's already getting crazy down in Sin City, as one can imagine. But we have a pal named Steph who does a radio show down in Vegas, and we're going to check in with her about how things are going after the Scorpions.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, we are just counting down the days, and now days away from Super Bowl 58 in Las Vegas. Steve, are you fired up?
I'm getting the closer we get to the Super Bowl, I'm now getting a little bit more excited because it is fun to watch these games. It's just like for some reason this week, I just haven't had that excitement yet. But now we're almost there.
We're almost there.
That's about as excited as I can get you. But I am excited to talk to a friend that's in Vegas because I think that's going to get us even more hype just to get a vibe of what it's like in Vegas right now. And Taryn, I don't think you've ever met Steph.
I have not, I don't believe.
So we have Steph from the Mercedes in the AM show. It's part of Mix 94.1 in Las Vegas. We've met her a few times at our radio convention. She's an absolute blast, and she's knee-deep in all the stuff that's happening in Vegas. I saw some of your Instagram stories. You're actually at like the media stuff that's going on with all the players. I saw Steph was hanging out, but right by Travis Kelce. That was kind of exciting. So, Steph, you're with us, right?
Hey, guys, what's up?
Steph, I think the last time I saw you, we were drunk at a club, and you and Sarah were twerking at that club, and I was like,
sounds about right.
Yeah, that's the last time I think we saw you.
I know, and I'm so excited to talk to you guys about everything about the big game here in Las Vegas. It has been an absolute show over here. I mean, not only that, but it's actually raining a lot. So not on top of that, the rain is involved, and there's a ton of players here that I didn't meet, but I did see, which was really fun.
So question, I know Formula One was in Las Vegas just back in, what was it, December or November?
A couple months ago, right?
What is the difference in the vibe or the crowd in those two giant events?
There is a absolute huge difference. I mean, Formula One was here, but we underestimated the people that came to Las Vegas because it was the first time Formula One ever came to Vegas. Now, the Super Bowl, I mean, it's just bigger, and like everyone from across the world is here. I was at Radio Row today this morning. There are people from radio stations from Australia, England, I mean, New York, you name it, they're here in Las Vegas.
So, Steph, do you have a team that you're rooting for in this Super Bowl?
Usher, of course. I mean, I'm the biggest Usher fan. I don't care what anybody says. Usher is my boy. He is winning the Super Bowl.
Even my husband said, he was like, dude, Usher posted a picture of him with his shirt off. Have you seen it? And I was like, no, husband, show me this photo. And it passes the vibe check, that's for sure.
Oh, yeah. That's the Skims commercial, right? Oh, my God.
Yes, that is it. Okay, I am also rooting for Usher now. Thank you, Steph.
Well, it's funny. When we went on New Day Northwest. We were on one of our local TV shows, and we were talking to this lady that was also going to be a guest. We're like, well, why are you a guest on this show as well? And she's like, oh, I'm one of the dancers for Usher at the Super Bowl. And both of us were like, excuse me, what? Some girl from around here in the Northwest got flown out a week early to get ready to perform with Usher. And I was like, that's just bonkers.
Okay, I'm geeking out more over the dancer than I saw Travis Kelce walk off the plane. Okay, get me in contact with her because I want to hang out with her after the game.
I bet we can hit up our New Day friends and get her contact
info
information
for you. For sure.
Oh, my God. I love it. But it's been such a blast here. And every single day there has been something going on in Vegas. Like tonight, there's a party over at where Formula One was, the Grand Prix Plaza. Tomorrow, it's the NFL experience where, like, people from around town, the public can go and actually, like, do, like, games and stuff. Like, my husband's like, oh, my God, I can't wait for the NFL experience. And he wants to throw footballs. He wants to go to the NFL store. And then Thursday, I mean, I'm telling you, every single day there's like a Gronk Beach party at XS.
Let's go.
I mean, you name it. Every single day in Las Vegas has been absolutely insane.
And if people want to keep up on your Instagram stories, your Instagram handle is Stay Up with Steph. They can find all of your Instagram stories as well. That way they can see, because I'm on your stories right now, and there you are, like, I mean, a stone's throw, like maybe a couple of feet away from Travis Kelce. What was it like just walking around the Radio Row with all the players? And I'm sure there's a lot of just characters as well. I mean, you always hear about the characters that are interviewing the players.
Honestly, okay, I'm not going to lie to you guys. The mornings, because I do mornings like you guys, it has not been so poppin'. It's been like kind of low-key, like slow. And then I sing like our midday person talking to like Terry Fader and then people from Bar Rescue. And I'm like, why are you guys getting all these good people? So hopefully on Thursday and Friday, when more celebrities are coming through, like I heard T-Pain's going to be here. Cedric the Entertainer is going to be here. There are so many celebrities. But the thing is, it's because they don't want to wake up early for us. They want to go on later. They're hungover from the night before.
Right.
So honestly, my biggest memory was seeing the teams come off the plane and doing a live play-by-play of Travis Kelce's outfit. He was in all red, and I'm like, oh yeah, I forgot the Chiefs team's colors are red. I was like, that's Red Taylor's version. Duh.
He's matching Taylor Swift's lip color, of course.
Duh.
And this is the first Super Bowl in Vegas. And Vegas is already bonkers during Super Bowl weekend, I'd imagine, with everyone that's going down there to gamble. So this is just, it's Vegas on steroids right now as far as the number of people there just excited about the Super Bowl.
And not just that, but think about all the sports books right now. I mean, when it's not in our town, the sports books are crazy. They are lines up for lines, and they have like the craziest, stupidest prop bets. Like, is Taylor Swift going to have a foam finger holding it up, and is the camera going to point to her? Or is she going to be drinking wine, or is she going to be drinking beer? It's just like the craziest prop bets ever. What color is Usher's chain going to be when he performs at the halftime? It's so funny.
That's awesome. I wish I was there. Do you have any chance of going to the Super Bowl itself?
I have zero chance of going to the Super Bowl. I know I'm not getting. I even thought about like trying to change my media pass to look more like nicer, and I'm like, okay, that's stupid because they scan it and they look at your ID at the same time. So I know I'm not going to be at the game. I am going to be at the tailgate party. There's a Guy Fieri tailgate party at the High Roller behind it, so I will be there getting drunk and taking pictures in front of the Bellagio.
Wait, so you're going to watch the Super Bowl in Flavortown? That's crazy.
So the Flavortown, they're not even going to show the game because they end right when the game starts.
Oh.
So I have to go home. And it's okay because I got to watch like the Super Bowl commercials and the halftime show. And I do want to be at home in my own peace, sobering up and taking notes for the show the next day.
Oh, I love it. I'm so jealous. You are just living the dream right now.
I do love that.
I am.
I do respect that you were trying to figure out a way to scam your way into the Super Bowl. That's a woman after my own heart right there.
I'll let you know.
Well, thank you so much for joining us this morning, Steph. Tell us again your morning show so everyone knows where you're from.
Mercedes in the morning on Mix 94.1 in Las Vegas, baby.
Hopefully we'll see you at the radio convention in San Diego, huh?
Oh, no, I'll be there. You know I'll be there. I'll be twerking with Sarah, girl. We're going out later that night. Yeah. All right, you guys, have fun.
Take care, Steph.
Bye.
Rockaholics, imagine having a teacher that uses a video game to teach history in his class.
Brilliant.
Well, for you, Steve, it would have been Atari, so that would be a little weird.
Yeah. And what's the history behind barnstorming?
You're going to hear all about it at 7:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at a coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
1, 2, 3, 4. Those are numbers, but you already knew that. If you want to know what number you're going to pay each month for your car, use Kelly Blue Book My Wallet on Auto Trader. They're really good at numbers. Auto Trader.
206-803-ROCK. Rockaholics, we would like you to call in now and tell us about the teacher that you'll never forget.
Good or bad? Because I think I have stories on both ends of the spectrum.
A very good point.
Yeah.
We're bringing this up because there is a middle school teacher named Mr. Mahathey. I think I'm saying that right. who is getting praised online because he's using Assassin's Creed Odyssey to teach ancient Greek history.
I do love that the story made it a point to refer to him as Mr. Matthew, whatever it is, and not like his actual first name. Like they went full on teacher speak. Like, okay, no, we can't refer to him by his actual first name. He's just a Mr.
Mr. Matthew.
Have you ever, Danny, you might be the only one that really plays a lot of video games on our show, and I don't know if you're playing Assassin's Creed.
No, I play one video game, and that is Grand Theft Auto,
yeah.
and I never play anything else. And so until the new one comes out.
I'm shocked they're not putting Grand Theft Auto into some classroom.
They really should.
Proper way to, dispose of bodies. And
Now, the new video games, I have zero experience playing, but it blows my mind sometimes when I even just see the commercials on TV, how realistic it looks.
Looks like a movie.
It's bonkers.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a TikTok video that's now been viewed over 2 million times where this teacher is using the game to explain the Battle of Thermopylae. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. And this was a conflict during the Greco-Persian War.
Oh, yeah, duh. Like, we need video games to teach us about this kind of stuff.
I remember all of this from school.
Thermopylae?
Thermopylae.
That sounds like something that they teach at like a gym now.
That does sound like a class. Yeah, I'm going to Thermopylae.
Thermopylae, okay.
Sounds like a mixed martial art, maybe.
Do I dare Google it?
So teachers are people online are pretty stoked on this teacher finding like a really kind of cool way to connect with the kids on something important in his classroom.
I wonder how many parents thought at first they were thinking, no, what the hell is this teacher doing? Video games, that's how you rot your brain. You know how some parents are, some people are, where it's like you can't play video games because it's bad for you. And then maybe they do a little research into this game, which I only know by name. I haven't played Assassin's Creed. And maybe someone who has, they could call and tell us also if that actually is legitimately what like it is historical and it's correct. Because then I think if I'm a parent and I look at it, I'm like, well, if it's getting my kid to pay attention to Greek history, which I'd imagine is an uphill battle for a child, go for it. Play all the video games you want.
Bring it on.
Yeah.
Did you ever have a teacher that, kind of stuck with you?
Yes. There was a teacher who was an English teacher, of all things, in high school. Speaking of showing you something that's like a pop culture thing. It wasn't a video game. It was a movie. Remember the movie Do the Right Thing?
Oh, yeah.
What was that?
Spike Lee.
Oh, yeah.
Really intense movie, just about some like massive race issues that were happening in New York. And it was just, it ended with it was powerful, and it was a very well done film. And he showed it to us in high school, and I have to say, it definitely opened up a lot of our eyes just to like the differences in just like race relations and things along those lines. Like we had very spirited and interesting conversations in that classroom. It was, to this day, I will always look back on if someone said, "Hey, who was the coolest teacher you ever had?" It was him.
For me, it was my band teacher. And I think a lot of people from Stanford High School would also say this same teacher, Mr. Mao. Mr. Mao was the best. And so I had band for 4 years in high school, and he definitely was the one that like left the lasting impression. He was just fun and probably, I don't know, made me laugh harder than any teacher I'd ever had. He used to do reverse punches. So he would put his fist on your face and pull it backwards. Like
I had a teacher that did regular punches.
He would do reverse punches, which I always thought was really funny. And then he would you would talk about a movie that you were shown. He showed us The Elephant Man.
That one, really?
Yes. And I was like, why are we watching
this? Did that have anything to do with music?
No. There were a couple movies that we were like, he just needed a day off.
He just wanted to watch a movie with his students?
He did. But he was so funny and just had one of those like jovial personalities, always smiling. That's the kind of teacher you want.
When you say Mr. Mao, I instantly thought of Mrs. Now. I had a teacher in high school. Different reason why she was memorable. She was very attractive.
And her name was Mrs. Now?
Miss Now or Mrs. Now. I can't remember, but, and all of us were like, yes, right now.
Right now would be great.
All boys, Catholic high school. She was our Spanish teacher. And I swear I will never forget this. I am positive that she was messing with us. And I can't prove it, obviously, but she would go around the room and she was always wearing like these like skirts and things along those lines. But she was always dressed nice. And all of us were drooling over her. Like she was the ultimate lust woman for us, especially because we had no other girls to look at. And she was very attractive. And she would always go up to one of us and ask us a question and like do a massage on the shoulder and then send you up to the to the chalkboard and write out like a word. And sometimes you did not want to stand up because you're in high school.
God. These are true confessions of Steve Migs.
I'm not the only one. This was the talk of our entire class. Like, dude, I don't want her coming near me because then all of a sudden she's going to send you up there and you don't want to go up there because you just don't want to get out of your desk.
You don't want to get your shoulders rubbed by Mrs. Now.
I mean, you kind of did,
you
but you didn't want to stand up soon after that.
Mr. Mao...
These two needed to meet.
When we would have either football games or basketball games that we were cheerleading for later in the day, we would wear our cheer uniform to school that day. Just like the players would wear their uniform, so we'd wear our cheer outfits. And this is probably not okay anymore. Probably wasn't okay then. But Mr. Mao would say...
Is this not a PG story you're about to share with us?
He would say, Taryn, is that a mini skirt? And I would say, no, it's not. It's a cheerleading skirt. And he goes, do you want to stand on this stool and show us? He was joking. Do you want to stand on the stool and show us? I was like, no, I don't want to stand on the... I didn't stand on the stool.
Maybe you should have changed his name for this story purposes. Is he still with us?
Yes, he is. I'm pretty sure I would see him every once in a while.
Obviously, times
yes,
have changed.
and he was completely joking.
Right.
But we would see him from time to time. Even now, I ran into him in the airport, like probably within the last 5 years, and it was like seeing a celebrity, like running up. Oh my God, Mr. Mao!
And he was like, "Why are you still wearing your cheerleader
He's
outfit?"
like, "Can you stop wearing these mini skirts?"
When are you going to
They
grow
were
up?
not mini skirts, by the way. They were very tastefully, lengthed.
Tastefully length.
Length is a word. Rockaholics, do you have a teacher that for some reason brings back great memories, or maybe even not great memories? We want to hear about the teacher that you will never forget and why. Call us up now, 206-803-ROCK. We're going to take your calls after 3 Doors Down.
The Daily Migs Show.
206-803-ROCK. Before we talk about all these awesome teachers, Sean on I-5 needs to correct my pronunciation. We messed it up.
Karen. What's up, Migs?
What up, brother?
How you doing?
What's going on?
I'm glad you guys you got the show going and everything. Miss DJ, but hey, I know where to find him.
Right.
Yeah, the pronunciation was the Battle of Thermopylae.
Thermopylae.
So it rhymes with Monopoly.
Thank you.
Correct.
Are you an Assassin's Creed player?
I'm obsessed with Assassin's Creed.
And so is it a good video game to teach kids history with?
Especially on the Greek world, there's a lot of information about the socialisms and the history of the Greek world. I mean, they give you all kinds of information on their politics and the wars they had and so on and so forth. That, it's a fantastic learning tool for sure if you want to learn Greek history.
Sweet.
Well, right on, Sean.
Thanks,
I appreciate
Sean.
the call, and thanks for all the texters that have been correcting us as well.
I know.
Clearly,
Thermopylae. Sorry, we don't know our Greek.
It's not Thermopylae.
Thermopylae. No, that's the mixed martial arts that you take at the gym.
The two of us doubled down on stupidity.
Thanks for holding us accountable, Rockaholics. Brad on I-5, you made a bong and your teacher didn't care.
Right. Yeah, Mrs. Davis, she was the best art teacher ever. It's like 1978, and she used to know that we smoked pot outside on the lower floor of her classroom, too, and she didn't give a darn. But, we did a pottery series in her class one year, and I made a bong, and she said, Brad, you need to tell me what that is. And I said, well, of course, it's a dried flower holder. Duh. And she's like, all right, cool.
I wonder if she really knew, and she was just curious to see what kind of creative answer you were going to give.
I'm sure she did. She was like the definite leftover 60s child.
She's like, well, can you make me one as well, Brad?
Don't hide it, divide it.
I have some flowers as well that need to be in a nice little pot like this.
Atissa in Bremerton. Am I pronouncing that right?
Yes, Atissa.
Atissa. Now, you have a teacher that had red vines and would use them for good.
Yes, Mr. Appleby out of Marcus Whitman. He was in 2008, 2009 when I was there. He would just keep tubs of red vines in the classroom always. He would chuck them at kids when they would get the correct answers when studying for tests, which this man took the time to teach us how to study in a way that helped us succeed. Like, he didn't just say, go study. He showed us how. He showed us what we needed to do.
And what a great last name for a teacher, Mr. Appleby.
That sounds like a teacher.
Right, like he's meant to be a teacher.
He was, honestly, I can't even describe how amazing this guy was. He had kids coming to visit his classroom while I was there. I went to visit his classroom after I left. Like, everyone loved him. He was just a real inspiration for what it was like to be a great person.
I love that.
I mean,
No,
yeah.
I love that. I bet a teacher like that would love to hear that someone's calling in to share those kind. I had that kind of legacy.
For
you know what I mean?
sure.
Like one texter just brought up at 206-803-ROCK. I'll never forget the most epic teacher, and most of the students would agree, at Ingram High School. I'm talking about our awesome auto shop teacher, Mr. Don. Before he retired, he brought so much joy to every student in and out of the shop. These are the stories that are just fantastic. He said to teach combustion, he would throw firecrackers underneath sleeping students' seats. When kids were late for class, he had an alternator hooked up to the doorknob that would shock kids if they were super late, only on special occasions. But besides for all of his awesome shenanigans, he genuinely cared about the students, wanted to get the best out of his class. He took us to car shows, helped with senior projects. He truly did care about every student that came in through that classroom.
Both my parents graduates of Ingram High School, by the way.
Ask them if they know Mr. Don.
I wonder what years these were.
I don't know, but
It's
he's
very
retired
exciting.
now.
You can't really get away with all of these things like you could back in these days. Preston and Renton, your teacher didn't like you and tried to fail you?
Yeah. Good morning, guys.
Good morning.
So I have a few shout outs here. We're going to go with that story first. So when I was this was my junior year, freshman, sophomore year in high school. I had to think back how it went. So anyway, I had a weird situation where my parents were going through a divorce at the time, and there was some court mandates that I had to follow. I was living in Linwood, going to school in Bothell, and my dad lived in Monroe. So on the weekends, I was court mandated to go visit my dad. My parents were really cool through the divorce process. It wasn't really a stress on us, but it was like, hey, this is a thing we have to do, and it cannot be broken. So I told my teacher that, hey, I'm going to be gone this weekend. I can't make this game come. This is a band teacher, by the way. I'm going to be gone this weekend. I have to go see my dad, and this guy didn't like me from the start because, A, I'm a student from out of district, which for whatever reason he didn't care about. And the other thing was I came from like a first snare drummer's position from my former high school as a freshman, and he didn't think that was a good thing. He's like, oh, well, you're a freshman. You can't be high up in the ranks. Like, I'm going to put you on cymbals to prove a point.
Dude, in my head, I was thinking, what, did he put you on cymbals or something like that?
Exactly. Which was funny because I didn't care. I'm like, whatever. I'm still playing stuff. And so he was nitpicking all year long, and then this happens, and he goes, well, if you don't show up to this game, I'm going to fail you. I'm like, I think you missed the part where I'm court mandated to go see my dad. It's not an option for me. He's like, oh, well, whatever. So I went, saw my dad, and came back Monday, and I'm like, hey, I'd like to see my grade. And he goes, well, you know what it's going to be. It's like, okay, well, I'd still like to see it. He showed it to me, and I was like, okay, cool. Went about my day, went home, told my mom about it. Next day, get to school. Mom goes to the office, and it's the school principal, vice principal, school resource police officer, and school superintendent all marched into his office, and I'm trying to get in there, and of course they're not letting me in. So I got my ear up against the door, and all I can hear is yelling and pounding.
They're probably like, what the hell were you thinking, buddy? Like, how do you not understand court ordered?
He not only, I don't know how he kept his job, but he almost got arrested.
Wow.
That would have been amazing.
You never forget that one.
And then you're like, I'm back on the snare drum, bitch.
Well, Rockaholics, have you ever had a ridiculous run-in with the law? One that you will just never forget.
Maybe you failed a student because he couldn't go to a game.
Call us now. We want to hear that story. Plus, your story might give you a chance to win Steel Panther tickets. Give us a call, 206-803-ROCK, and we will take your calls at 7:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 750 active ethical hackers that specialize in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI Red Teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at a coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Is there anything more satisfying than finding something that perfectly lines up with your taste and checks all the boxes? Like a suit from Indochino. Their suits are made to measure and totally customizable with endless options. Choose the cut, fabric, lining, and more for the suit of your dreams at a surprisingly affordable price. Go to Indochino.com and use code PODCAST to get 10% off any purchase of $3.99 or more. That's 10% off at INDOCHINO.com with code PODCAST.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
On the Daly Migs Show.
Damn. Some birds aren't meant to be caged. Yet, here we are, butt naked, eating soggy bologna sandwiches. Figure it's time to get busy living and get busy winning.
Let's play Cellmates.
Cellmates is the game where lawbreakers become game changers. And this week we are playing for Steel Panther tickets. They're going to be at Showbox Soto on Saturday, April 27th. I have seen Steel Panther in that exact space at least 2 times in the past.
I've seen them a handful of times, and it's never been a bad show. It's not just a concert. It's a full-on ridiculous, I'd say inappropriate at times, performance, and it's badass.
It's a party like no other party, and they took our friends Moon Fever out on tour recently, which was awesome. One of our favorite loud and local bands, and that was like a moment of pride for Seattle, you know.
Hell
and
yeah.
you've opened for them too.
We got to open for them for a few shows, and it was one of the best experiences. Those dudes are solid people.
Awesome. Well, Josh in Gig Harbor, you are our first cellmate. The principal tried to hit you with a ruler, and the cops got called.
Yes, actually, it was Sister Rebecca, and I'm pretty sure you guys might remember the story, maybe not. Anyway, so she tried to swing the ruler at me. I snatched it, and I ran downstairs, and I had to get my backpack, so I went through a different set of doors, grabbed my backpack, and when I went out through the other doors, a funeral home was looking straight at me. Well, there was a funeral home, and right next to that was the police station. And so after a while, they had called the cops, and they were searching for me, and I fell asleep, and I did not come out until almost it was dark. So I got in trouble, and we did not go back to that school ever again.
I was about to ask, did you ever have to see that teacher again? Because going to a Catholic high school, there was a lot of inappropriate ways that they taught us using, paddles and things along those lines. It's just like, looking back, I'm like, I can't believe they got away with that kind of crap.
I'm not. I mean,
Well, yeah, I am, but I'm not. You're absolutely right.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
And Joshua, great news. We got you a cellmate. It's Robert in Ballard. Robert, you got arrested because the cops thought you were selling drugs.
Yeah, pretty much.
Well, were you?
No, I was actually meeting up with a girl that was going into rehab, and she handed me all her pill jars and said, do with whatever you wanted with them.
Okay.
And then rolls in a park, where you park your car and take a bus. And, oh, my God, talking about being so nervous, he handcuffed us, searched us. The pill bottles were in my back underneath my belt. So, obviously, he didn't find them. And he sure wanted to arrest us. We were both handcuffed and everything. Searched my car, searched her car, and they were actually on me. But eventually he let us go after detaining us for 3 hours in the parking lot, and 2 other cops rolled in as well because they were ready to take us to Snohomish County. So the next day after I got home, I started Googling all the pills, and one of the pills was a caterpillar something pill, and it's like, this isn't even human pill. It's like, so I could have, there was probably 75 pills, and not one of them was a narcotic. And I could have ended up in jail over that one.
Oh, my gosh. And the fact that they didn't even notice that was on you, like, did you have it wedged up somewhere? Like,
There's 4 pill bottles, and they were in my back, underneath my belt, in my pants.
Damn.
Wow. Lucky guy.
All 4 pill jars, and they were full of, like, a pseudoephedrine. I think I Googled it. It said it was a caterpillar transgender pill or something, or it's
in order to turn into a butterfly, caterpillars have to take a pill.
I mean, some of the pills, there wasn't even morphine or any narcotic.
Did you stay in a relationship with this girl after that?
No, I was never in a relationship with her.
How's she doing today?
I think last I heard she was in New York clean.
Oh, good. That's good to hear, actually.
Well, Steve, based on the severity of the crimes of our 2 cellmates, who do you think should go first in the game?
Let's go with the guy who ran from the principal, and then the cop showed up.
All right, Joshua. First question to you. Are you ready?
I am.
Miami has hosted the most Super Bowls with 11. Which city comes in at number 2 with 10?
Dallas.
Wrong.
It is New Orleans.
That was a good guess, though.
That was a very good guess. All right, Robert, your question. True or false? There has never been a Super Bowl MVP from the losing team.
And if you get this right, you win the tickets to Steel Panther.
Well,
no pressure.
You got it right.
There was no pressure. He nailed it.
You got it right. The guy Chuck Howley was playing for the Cowboys. They won in Super Bowl 5, and he won the MVP of that game as a loser.
Oh, wow. That's got to be the most awkward locker room hangout afterwards. Like, he's like, hey, Chuck, congratulations. we lost the game.
I mean, can you even really feel okay celebrating that?
Not at the time, probably. I mean, I know it happens in hockey. There's been a time where I can't remember which goalie it was, but they lost the Stanley Cup Finals, but the goalie got MVP because he was incredible. Like, he played on top of his head the entire playoffs, and it was just like you had to give it to him. But his team didn't win the Stanley Cup, so I'm like, it's kind of bittersweet. Like, yeah, this is something cool. This is part of my legacy. I'll have it forever, and I'm an MVP of a Stanley Cup playoffs, but I'd much rather have a Stanley Cup ring.
Definitely. Well, in the world of sports, one of the most well-known and successful quarterbacks of all time is going viral for a story where he shared that he used to call his wife during the games from the sidelines. How romantic. You're going to hear from him after AC/DC.
The Daily Migs Show.
Steve Migs, do you ever call your wife during your work day? Like while we're on there, you ever call her up?
I could count on one hand, the amount of times I've called my wife in the last year. Text, of course, I don't have enough fingers, toes, body parts to keep track of that. We text all the time when we're not around each other, but calling each other, if she calls me, my heart sinks. I'm like, what happened?
It's an emergency, right?
And then it's like, I'm at the coffee stand. Do you want an iced or a hot coffee? And I'm like, oh yeah, this is important. I appreciate you calling me. But yeah, we're not much of callers.
Well, there's a video on NFL Films that you can check out on social media. The legendary quarterback Joe Montana of the San Francisco 49ers shared that he used to call his wife during the game.
Have you seen the video of this?
Yes, it's precious.
It's pretty amazing because like I remember seeing like they look like landlines. I know landlines are pretty much going extinct these days, so it's not a cell phone. But back when he was a player, obviously this is forever ago. I mean, I don't know, 30 years ago, something like that. He had they have those phones that are they patch into like the coaching staff and things along those lines. And whenever I used to see footage of like football players with the phone around their ear, I'm like, oh, they're talking to a coach.
For sure.
No, Joe Montana, he's talking to his wife.
Just pitching woo to her from the sidelines. Here's Joe talking about the story.
I don't know what made me do it, but one day I hung up and I'm sitting there going, I wonder if these things call out. So I picked up the phone and I hit, what do you do normally? Hit 9, right? Gives you an outside line. I hit 9, got a dial tone. I dialed my house.
And the phone would ring. I'd pick it up and it'd be Joe. I go, what are you doing?
I go, hey, how you doing? What are you doing? What do you do? Who is it? What are you doing? Where are you calling me from?
He goes, I'm calling you. I'm calling you to say I love you. And I go, I love you. How are you calling? He goes, they have an outside line. I check in every stadium.
I go, on the sideline phone. I found out that it calls. So I thought I'd give you a call since I'm just sitting here waiting to call in the field.
I also kind of love that she's not at the game. Like, she's got some better things to do. She's drinking mimosas.
Right, just chilling. She's like, who's calling me? Joe, aren't you playing right now? I'm watching you right now. Just called to say I love you.
Also, they are a very attractive couple.
Yes, I think she might be in her 60s or something because I saw a few people commenting like, man.
She's a smoke show.
Smoke show. I mean, Joe, of course, he looks fine too, I guess. But one person did text and just said, big deal. I call my wife at work all the time. Why is this important? I think it's hilarious.
Well, also in the world of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes has spoken out about his dad, Patrick Mahomes Sr.
So he has to do all those media things at the Super Bowl right now. Like all the players are talking to all the reporters. Some, I don't even know if you could use the term reporter. They're just like sideshow characters that just show up and they interview all the players. I didn't even think about the fact that, thanks, Dad. Thanks for adding this distraction right leading up to the Super Bowl that I have to answer questions about you.
That's what everybody's going to want to know his thoughts on, is his dad's DWI. That he got it. He was in Texas, I believe.
It's not the first time that he's been arrested for drinking and driving either.
It says he's been incarcerated several times for driving while intoxicated. And here's some audio.
He's doing good. I don't really want to get into it too much, but he's doing good for whatever the situation is. It's a family matter, so I'll just keep it to the family, and that's all I really have to say at this point.
I thought you said it was Patrick Mahomes, not Kermit.
Kermit's dad.
Kermit or Kenny Powers.
Kermit's dad has a massive drinking problem. They never talk about Freddie the Frog.
Well, it's like you think about Travis Kelce being in these like press conferences, and he's just getting asked about Taylor Swift, and poor Patrick Mahomes has to talk about his dad.
Patrick's like, can we switch? Can I talk about Taylor Swift and you talk about my dad? That has now, I know we mentioned this when we first heard the story about just how in the world did Patrick Mahomes turn out the way he did when he's surrounded by so much insanity? And also, how does he show up and perform week in, week out with all these distractions because of his crazy family, from his brother to his dad to other family members? Now his wife is always in the news for doing crazy stuff as well. And it's now become like a talk on the internet, and articles have been written just about like this dude seems to be unfazed by anything, and he just continues to, MVP last year in the Super Bowl, quite possibly could be an MVP this year if the team wins.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
he's an elite athlete.
I know, but talk about putting blinders up and just ignoring all the noise. I guess you grew up in that insanity. You've already had a lot of practice.
He's like, this is easy for me.
It's like, Dad,
I'm gonna go win the Super Bowl.
Dad's an idiot again. Brother's an idiot again. Wife's being crazy. Big deal. He probably looks forward to playing football to get away from everybody.
Oh, that's a good call.
He'll probably never retire.
A man had the most creative and also ridiculous way to propose to his girlfriend, and it involves a tattoo. We're going to tell you what happened at 8:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
Rockaholics, call us up now and let us know if you had a creative proposal. If you've ever proposed to someone and they said no, maybe. Or did you say no to a proposal? Any of these crazy proposal stories, we want to hear about them. And there's a reason we're asking.
Okay.
There's a guy named Joe Murray. He's a barber in the UK, and he proposed to his girlfriend, Sarah, with ink.
I saw the picture of this. At first I heard a tattoo. See, I had a terrible proposal. I've shared it on the air before. I got nervous, and I just took out the wedding ring, and I just looked at my wife at a sushi restaurant and just said, here. box wasn't open. She looked at it and she says, "Are you proposing?" I said, "Yes." And then she opened up the ring and she was like, waterworks and all that. But it was like, I'll never live that down.
2 words, here
and yes.
and yes.
But pretty much 1 word, though, really. Here. Like, Sarah Colonna described it as a caveman proposing to his woman. I was like yes, here. But did Brad have a good proposal?
No, he didn't propose to me.
Did you propose to him?
In a roundabout way, I guess.
So did you guys just wake up one day and end up married? You didn't realize it?
Well,
I don't understand how that even works.
If you didn't listen to the show yesterday, I played the audio from the contest that we entered. So I sprung that on Brad. He came home from wherever he'd been, and I said, hey, I kind of want to enter us into this contest.
To get married.
To get married. So if you consider that a proposal, then yes, I guess I proposed. It was my idea, but I've never been proposed to by my husband.
So if you guys did not get accepted and they didn't give you the opportunity to get married by Joel McHale, and they said, no, we found other people, but thanks for entering. Would you be married right now, you think?
I mean, here's the thing. We never set out to get married. It just kind of it happened.
So there's a very good chance, had you not won that contest,
we might still be unmarried, living in sin.
You'd be living in sin with Barrett.
Yes.
That's crazy.
It is crazy. And you know what? I always tell him there's still time. You can still propose.
No, it's too late. You already got the ring.
We've already done everything else in reverse.
Yeah, I guess
we got
so.
the house, then we got the kid, then we got married. Now we're going to propose.
But so the tattoo is kind of funny. It's like a stick figure drawing, and then under it says, "Will you marry me?" And it's got the box for yes and a box for no. And when I saw that, my first thought was, and she said yes, of course, spoiler alert. I don't know if anyone cares. But my first thought was, what if she said no? And that got me thinking, like, yeah, it'd be fun to hear from people in Rockaholics that have, like, insane proposal stories. But I'm more interested in hearing from people that either asked somebody to marry them and they said no.
Oof.
Or if you were asked to be married, like someone hit you up and said, hey, I want to marry you. And you're like, no. And why? And if the relationship, like, is that the death blow for a relationship or not?
Yeah, I don't know. These are questions we must find answers to. And we turn to the Rockaholics.
Yeah, so give us a call right now.
206-803-ROCK. Did you have a creative proposal, or maybe based on Steve's question, did you have a proposal that went sideways and they ended up saying no? We want to hear why. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to take your calls after Metallica.
The Daly Migs Show.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car riding your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Rockaholics, we hope that you will call us up if you had a creative proposal. Or based on Steve's question, did you propose and they said no?
I'm fascinated about that.
Or did you say no to a proposal? We want to hear why. 206-803-ROCK. Chuck in Mill Creek, you worked for a TV station and they helped you set up your proposal.
Yeah, so I dated my now wife for quite a while, and I had everybody, her parents or friends, bugging me when I'm going to marry her, and my response was always the same. I've been watching the weather forecast, and I haven't seen anything about hell freezing over. Of course, that did not always go over real well.
I wonder why.
Yeah, but I worked for a local TV station, and I had started talking
to people internally. It took a while to get the okay from the big bosses, but I'm not going to say the name. A local weather forecaster put together a weather forecast using all the studio equipment, but put it on DVD so it looked live. And I was in Leavenworth. We were going to go mountain biking. It was supposed to be a 100-some degree day. And this broadcast comes on. She thought she was watching the regular news, talking about major weather changes. Just reported from the Pentagon, first time ever, hell froze over. Caught her completely off guard. And we even took that clip and included it in the video at our wedding.
That's awesome,
I love
dude.
that. That's next level, Chuck.
Thanks. This is actually the first time I've talked about it really publicly, because back then I was not allowed to say anything, because at the TV station, everybody would start asking them to do crap like that. So I haven't talked about it in about...
So at some
sorry.
No, it's all good. So at some point, would you, like, when she wasn't in the room, you just hit play on the DVD player and just kind of like made it look like it was just like running live?
Yeah. So basically, they took a regular news forecast and clipped out the weather part and dubbed this in, so it looked all like one thing. And so when she went to the bathroom, I put it on like we're watching the news to see what the weather was like, and. So, yeah, it caught her off guard pretty good.
That's really creative, dude. That's an awesome story.
The most creative. Adam in Tacoma, you said that there was a no involved with this proposal.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
What up, Adam?
Hey, so years back, I was dating a gal, and we'd been dating for a month or two, and out at a picnic with some of her family, and she said, you know, your birthday, my birthday, if we were going to get married, since our birthdays are a day apart, we should do it the day after. I said, oh, sure. End of conversation. Well, our birthdays were a couple of weeks after this, and on my birthday, she showed up at my house with a wedding dress.
Oh, no.
I said, well, what do you do? She goes, well, we discussed we were going to get married after our birthday, so we're getting married on Monday. I said, well, no, we're not.
You better return that dress, lady.
What, did the relationship end after that, or did you guys continue to date?
You know, I said, oh, okay, hold on just a minute. And I went in and took a quick look around my apartment, make sure there wasn't, you know, anything, a sweatshirt or something, a bit less, and said, you know what, have a nice day. I can't do this.
And then the relationship was done right after that, huh?
It was done right then, which, yeah.
It sounds like you dodged a bullet. Dude, another person texted in at 206-803-ROCK said, I did get told no. I was like, that's cool. Honestly, not a big deal. Hopefully someday down the line we could do this. But then she dumped me soon after, saying that she felt bad.
Oh.
I guess maybe it's in the back of your mind, like, this guy wants to marry me, and I don't ever want to marry this person, so maybe I should just kind of cut my losses
Just
now.
Back away slowly.
Mm-hmm.
Russ in Mount Vernon, you proposed? Or she proposed?
Yeah, she proposed to me. This was years ago. It was like girlfriend number 2 or 3 or whatever. And we had went on and off for a few years, you know, living together on and off. And we broke up. And then she went her separate ways, and she was dating one guy this is another part of the story. He was going to marry her, but he just couldn't take her. So I went over to her house, and we got back together for the second time. And then eventually that did not work out, and I got out of the relationship. And then I think I got together back with her one more time.
Sex must have been amazing.
And I said, well, that's it. This is like 2 years' time. I said, that's it. And then she comes out right over the blue, comes over, like, she came over to my house or something. And it's like, well, my kids really love you, and they want you to be their daddy, and this and that. And I'd been through all that, and I said, look, no. She said, will you marry me? And I'm like, I can't.
Russ,
I can't go through that.
How great was the loving from her for you to keep going back to her?
She was pretty good looking.
There you go. I love that.
Yeah.
On again, off again relationship. I'll propose to him. That won't fix it.
Yeah, of course.
That's how it always gets fixed. It's like having a kid when your relationship's not going well. That will fix the relationship.
This is going to be perfect for you.
Marriage will fix all of our problems.
Josh in Tacoma, this sounds romantic. You proposed in Belize.
I did. Me and my wife took a trip, and we ended up going on one of the Mayan tours out in the jungle. and I had it all planned out, and I proposed to her on top of a Mayan sun temple in the jungle.
Do you think she had any idea that it was coming?
She definitely did because she picked out her ring.
Ah.
That helps. That helps with the confidence of proposing to someone. They're like, hey, I'm a size 7.
Yeah. Well, actually, to be honest, I highly recommend that because we had talked about it, which I always, I'm a proponent of, but what she said she wanted and what she picked out were night and day. So, man, save yourself thousands and go have her check out rings.
Good advice from Rockaholic Josh.
Mm-hmm. Someone said I got proposed to, and I thought he was kidding, so I laughed in his face, and I mocked him. He got very quiet.
Like with the ring and everything?
I don't know.
Oh, that's brutal.
That is a dagger.
I mean, I think a laugh is worse than a no. Right? Like if you say no, at least you know they were serious.
Where's the freaking punchline, lady?
Susan in West Seattle, you rejected a proposal.
Yes. Can you hear me?
Yes.
You can.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So my boyfriend, he was from Finland, and he proposed, and he wanted me to go to Finland with him. He was visiting the United States, and I said no. And then he wouldn't talk to me. It ended right there. He was not very happy. And then he came back about 6 months later, out of the blue. I want to see you again, and I was like, wow, because I was thinking maybe I made a mistake because I was heartbroken.
Yeah.
I really did like the guy. I mean, but I just wasn't ready. I mean, it just kind of caught me off guard.
Hey, Susan, real quick question. When you guys started dating and you knew he was from Finland and at some point you'd have to go back, did you guys talk about that prior to the proposal? Like, hey, how long is this relationship going to go? Because at some point you're going to want to go back to your country and I live here. So, I mean, that seems like something that maybe should have been talked about.
Yeah, well, we weren't dating that long. We were only dating like a few months. That's why the proposal was such a shocker.
Mm-hmm.
I just wasn't ready for it, and I said, no, I can't marry you. I was young and stupid, but I didn't know he was going to be so crushed. But I mean, yeah. So, but then he didn't want to talk to me, and then I was crushed. So then he comes back 6 months later and says, let's get together. And by this time, he's back in Finland. And he wouldn't come back to the U.S. because he didn't like the U.S. So we chose neutral ground. I chose Quebec City because it's in Canada, and it's absolutely the most romantic city ever. So we were going to go and meet there. And I was like, wow, I got a second chance. So, and 2 days before I was getting ready to get on the plane, he called and said, I'm not going. So, yeah, I went by myself, but I had a good time.
Good for you, Susan. You didn't need that guy from Finland.
That's just a random thing. Let's meet somewhere else. How about Quebec?
Quebec City.
Yeah.
Oui. Well, how would you like to beat Steve, Rockaholics? He is sitting at 33, 13, and 3 in 2024. 206-803-ROCK. We play Beat Migs at 8:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
You've probably heard about generative artificial intelligence, but are you vigilant to its exploitability? Generative AI is shaping society and transforming our daily lives. While we want to embrace the potential, we must also set the standards for responsible use and safeguard the future of our digital world. HackerOne employs over 750 active ethical hackers that specialize in prompt hacking and other AI security and testing. The creative approach taken by a diverse pool of ethical hackers is the best way to discover vulnerabilities. When launching new AI deployments, let HackerOne's AI red teaming address the novel challenges of AI safety and security for your business. AI innovation can only be effective if models are tested for safety and security issues that could cause harm. Make sure your AI models and deployments can't be tricked into providing information beyond their intended use, and that security flaws can't be exploited to access confidential data or systems with HackerOne. Learn more about our AI red teaming today at hackerone.com/AI.
Find your perfect fit with a custom suit from Indochino. From timeless classics to bold statements, you can express your style exactly how you want. Get 10% off any purchase of $399 or more at INDOCHINO.com with code PODCAST.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The Daly Migs Show presents the most popular radio game on this side of the speaker. Let's play Beat Migs. Beat Migs, don't be a loser. Whoa! Beat Migs, you're a loser.
Who's ready to beat Migs? I know Joanna is from Edmonds. Joanna, are you there?
I am.
I'm Sarah, your host, and it's time for you to get out of here, Steve.
Bye-bye.
For those playing at home, Joanna has 60 seconds to answer 10 questions. You can pass all you want, but you will only get 3 guesses per question. Are you ready?
Sure.
Typically used for diabetes, what is a weekly injection that people are currently using for weight loss?
Ozempic?
Yes. Yeah, what is a
okay.
triangle with 3 unequal sides called?
Isosceles?
No.
Pass.
What band released the 2023 album titled But Here We Are?
Pass.
What ocean is located between the United States and the United Kingdom?
The Atlantic?
Yes. Taylor Swift is scheduled to perform in what city the day before the Super Bowl?
Oh, God, I couldn't care less. Pass.
Which chess piece can move the most spaces in any direction?
What was that?
Which chess piece can move the most spaces in any direction?
The Queen?
Yes. The sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm airs on what network?
ABC, NBC.
No.
Fox.
No. During what war were tanks first used in battle?
World War I?
Yes. How many pints are in a quart?
Pints in a quart, 2.
Yes. And with that, Joanna, you get 5 correct.
All right.
Okay.
Oh, I suck.
Oh, no. I mean, you didn't suck as much as the contestant earlier today or as much as Taryn did yesterday.
That's true.
Was way better.
That was way better than my performance.
You literally over doubled her score. So
I believe in Joanna.
And I don't know if you would have done any better. Would you have?
There were a couple in there, I know.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Steve, are you ready?
Yes.
Oh, yeah!
Typically used for diabetes, what is a weekly injection that people are currently using for weight loss?
Insulin?
No.
Testosterone.
No.
I don't know. Crack.
No. What is a triangle with 3 unequal sides called?
Obtuse?
No.
Isosceles?
No.
Iconicles?
No. What band released the 2023 album titled But Here We Are?
Foo Fighters.
Correct. What ocean is located between the United States and the United Kingdom?
Atlantic.
Yes.
Ooh.
Taylor Swift is scheduled to perform in what city the day before the Super Bowl?
Tokyo.
Yes. Which chess piece can move in most directions in most spaces in any direction?
King?
No.
Queen?
Yes.
All right.
The sitcom Curb Your Enthusiasm airs on what network?
HBO.
Yes. During what war were tanks first used in battle?
World War I?
Yes. How many pints are in a quart?
I don't know. 3.
No.
2.
Yes. The romantic comedy 50 First Dates is set in which state?
Hawaii.
Correct.
Good movie.
Wow.
And with that, Steve, you get 8 correct, which is a win. 8 to 5. Wow.
Sorry.
Feeling it. Feeling the love.
I don't even know if she was doubting you.
She did.
Did she?
Honestly, maybe I thought it in my head, or I just got that vibe when I looked at her. It might have been my anxiety telling me that.
I just feel,
I thought she said that. She thought that what's her face was going to beat me.
Well, I was believing in Joanna.
What's her face? Wow. So, I mean, you did great with the last 8 questions, but the first 2, not so much.
Yeah.
Typically used for diabetes. This is when Joanna did get correct. What is a weekly injection that people are currently using for weight loss?
Chocolate?
Ozempic.
I don't know.
You haven't heard of it?
Ozempic. You know.
Where is that?
Maybe you don't know.
I mean, it's on every commercial break I've watched.
Oh,
in the last 10 years.
Yeah, I've never heard that jingle.
Oh
it's bad.
Be happy you have it.
And right now, I'm, in my reality TV show world, a lot of people are using it. And
really?
Yes.
I can't imagine that's very smart or safe, is it?
If you don't have diabetes, I don't think it's, supposed to be. But I actually have some friends on it as well. I hear it's very expensive.
So is it doctor recommended or?
Probably not for weight loss.
I think if you're like super, if you super need it, but I have some friends that don't need it. They just don't want to go to the gym anymore.
Hey, I feel that.
And does anyone know a triangle with 3 unequal sides?
Okay, he said isosceles, and that's what I was thinking. But then I thought of one other triangle. Is it scalene?
It is.
It is scalene.
I'm so proud of you, Tara.
I thought it was isosceles, though, so I was just as shocked as you were to get that wrong.
Real quick, I have to say something, because when you guys were singing that jingle, I had something that just happened 2 nights ago that was just the ultimate, I shut down my wife for making fun of me for being older.
Yeah.
Because so we were trying to watch the documentary about We Are the World. And it's like I've said before, it's great. It's just by the end of the night, I'm so tired, and it's kind of not slow, but slow enough to put me to sleep. So it's weird to be able to say it's a great documentary that keeps putting me to sleep. But there's a part where they talk about Harry Belafonte. And then they show him singing the Deo song. Deo.
Yep.
Right. So as I'm watching this documentary, my wife's like, yeah, I don't know any of this stuff. We are so old. Making fun of the fact that, she's like, I don't even know what We Are the World is. Giving me a hard time, right? So all that's going on. She's kind of just trolling me the entire time as I'm watching. She's like, yeah, I don't know who that is. I don't know who that is. Tell me more about that guy, old man. Then Harry Belafonte part comes on. She's like, oh, I didn't know that was the song. She's like, I only know it as the sail, one day sail. It's a
Saturday
one
only
day at the Bon Marché. And I look at her and go, you realize that the Bon Marché hasn't been a store in 15, maybe 20 years?
I didn't know what that is.
Yeah, you wouldn't. It's before your time.
My mom still wraps gifts in old Bon Marché boxes that she has somehow stowed away for that reason.
I was having a blast. I'm like, tell me more about this old lady, because there's nobody that's in there, knows about that. Like, Danny, you have no idea what the Bon Marché is, because it was a store here in Washington.
Yes.
That eventually got bought out by Macy's.
Oh, okay.
So when I first moved out here, Bon Marché did exist.
You go to the Bon.
Yeah.
All the time.
And they had that jingle, and my wife was singing the jingle. I'm like, you realize this jingle is 20 years old.
I thought she was going to sing or say she knew it from Beetlejuice, because then at that point, that's where I know it from, but that's about it.
No, this was more just, it was very focused on Washington State. Then, since that day, though, I've been constantly having that damn song in my head.
Oh, definitely.
At the Bon Marché.
This weekend is the Super Bowl, and if you're like me, you're probably more excited about the commercial aspect than the actual game. But there's one company doing a contest where you can win everything that gets advertised during the Super Bowl, and this includes cars. How can you win it? We're going to tell you after Stone Temple Pilots.
The Daily Migs Show.
The company DoorDash will be giving one winner every product and service advertised during this year's Super Bowl.
That is kind of a brilliant way to kind of get word about your product or whatever it is. How do you feel, before we talk about, how do you feel about the Super Bowl commercials being released before the actual Super Bowl?
I don't like that.
Yeah, it's kind of a bummer. Like part of the fun, although nowadays when you have these Super Bowl parties, sometimes you can't pay attention to the commercials. But part of the fun was like we're all there and we don't know what kind of commercial is going to happen. And now all of them are already on YouTube.
Yeah, it loses its luster. It's not sexy. That's the way I've always watched the Super Bowl. Even when, well, maybe not in the Seahawks years, but I always have the game on lower volume than the commercials. It's like you turn the commercials up so you can hear
everyone
quiet,
shut up.
quiet,
the
quiet.
commercials are on.
It's the Doritos Samurai commercial, you know, that kind of stuff. But DoorDash is really doing a cool thing. All you have to do is crack the code when their commercial airs during the Super Bowl, and then you enter it on their website, enter the answer for your chance to win all of these amazing prizes.
Okay, and we have the commercial?
We do have the commercial.
DoorDash can DoorDash pretty much anything. So this year during football's biggest event, DoorDash will DoorDash stuff from all the ads. All to one winner. All the snacks. Every automobile. A tax service. And who knows what else. We haven't fully thought this thing through yet. Just look for the promo code on the big date for a chance to win it all. DoorDashAllTheAds.com.
Are they going to live by that? Like, what if there's a Viagra commercial? Are you going to hook me up with some Viagra?
Well, do you want to hear some of the prizes that are already
It better
listed?
be Viagra.
A BMW.
In.
They have a Kia EV9 SUV.
Why not? I could have 2 Kias. No one told me I can't.
A yet-to-be-announced Volkswagen.
3 cars. Okay, let's go.
This one is fun. A Clydesdale horse saddle.
Oh, okay, a saddle. I was like, I don't want an animal.
Clydesdale horse. I mean, I don't even at my place, I don't know that I have the space for a Clydesdale. But a saddle? Sure. Maybe I could ride a goat.
Okay.
You think you could put a horse saddle on a goat?
I've never tried personally, but you know what? I think you should give it a whirl.
1,000 Popeyes wings.
Yes.
That one does sound pretty awesome.
Yes, it does.
Do you have to get them all at once, or can you? Oh, I read. Okay, you can redeem them whenever you want. It's not like here's 1,000 wings. Good luck to you.
I wonder how many people you'd have to invite over to your wing party to consume 1,000 wings.
I mean, the way Steve and I eat, it would just be the 2 of us, maybe like one other person.
We might have to save a couple for the next day.
This one's exciting. 80 drumstick ice cream cones.
I'd rather that than the BMW, to be honest with you.
I thought you were going to say you'd rather have 80 drumsticks.
They aren't cheap.
A 30-pound bucket of mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Wait, what is your thing with mayo?
Well, I actually really enjoy mayonnaise, and my husband is obsessed with it.
Real? You guys both love mayo?
Do you put it on everything?
We put it on a lot of things.
Burgers?
Yeah.
Okay, good.
What's something weird you put it on?
I mean,
Each other.
Yeah, probably.
Nom, nom, nom,
That's
nom,
the Chick-fil-A sauce, okay? I would dip carrots in it or...
In mayo?
I used to do that as a kid. As a kid, I'd have a bag of carrots and a jar of mayo, and I'd just watch my favorite cartoons and dip them and eat it.
I'm going to throw up.
Don't throw up until you try it.
I do not like
Says
mayonnaise.
the woman who swallowed goldfish. You're going to tell us what we do is weird.
288 packages of peanut butter M&Ms. That's enough M&Ms for a long time.
Honestly, this might be one of the more brilliant promotions.
And expensive.
Well, they're DoorDash. They're making a lot of money, I'm sure.
So do they deliver it to your door?
They better.
Like if a DoorDash driver doesn't show up the next day with all of this stuff, I'm going to be very angry.
I'm going to ask for my money back.
Exactly.
60 bottles of Mountain Dew Baja Blast.
Man, good luck to my heart.
So is Baja Blast the one that they made specifically for Taco Bell?
Yeah.
Okay. I didn't realize they bottled it. I thought you could only get it at Taco Bell.
I think it's a fairly new thing.
I would imagine they're going to start advertising for it during the Super Bowl.
And then the 10th item so far, there could be more things added. A FanDuel Kick of Destiny helmet.
So the horse saddle and the helmet, obviously are whatever. But, dude, 3 cars? And I got to imagine those aren't the only cars that are going to be advertised on.
No.
That's a lot of money
There's
in
more
taxes,
coming.
though. That's a lot of money in taxes.
Think about how much we're paying for the little service fees when we order our DoorDash.
I don't know because I don't ever use it. But I'm just thinking about all this stuff is like a prize. So you're going to be taxed on it. So I'd imagine whoever wins all this stuff, I would sell a few of these things just to cover the taxes for everything else.
What would be the first thing you'd sell? The mayonnaise?
No, I'm keeping that, of course. Probably the horse saddle, and I'd sell it to you.
Sell it to me. I'll take it. Rockaholics, would you consider yourself to be a massive fan of rock music? Such a fan that you believe you could name a song after only hearing 1 second of the chorus. We are asking you to prove it. And if you do, you could win concert tickets to see Beartooth. 206-803-ROCK. We play Hook or Shook at 9:20.
The Daly Migs Show.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Look around. You can find cars like these on AutoTrader, like that car right in your tail. Or if you're tailgating right now, all those cars doubling as kitchens and living rooms are on AutoTrader too. Are you working out and listening to this ad at the same time? Well, multitasking pro, cars like the ones in the gym parking lot are for sale on AutoTrader. New cars, used cars, electric cars, maybe even flying cars. Okay, no flying cars, but as soon as they get invented, they'll be on AutoTrader. Just you wait. AutoTrader.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
The generative AI revolution is coming to your smartphone, and it's fueled by Micron Mobile Solutions. Generative AI applications use billions of parameters to translate your text into images. Micron memory and storage solutions feed these parameters into generative AI models at light speed, turning your smartphone into a mobile creative workstation. See how Micron Innovation is accelerating AI innovation at micron.com/AI.
The Daly Migs Show presents the Extreme Music Showdown. Let's play Hook or Shook. Please sign this waiver before we continue. Thank you. We'll drop a 1-second snippet of the hook of a song. If you can't name the song, watch out. You're gonna get shook.
It is time to play Hook or Shook, Rockaholics, and this week we are playing for Beartooth tickets. The band is going to be at Showbox Soto on February 27th, and our contestant this morning is Randy from Bremerton. Good morning, Randy.
Good morning.
What up, Randy?
You must get both songs right to win the tickets. The first clip, you're totally on your own. The second one, a member of our show at random has to get it right for you. And if you don't win, caller 9 will get those tickets. So, Sarah, let's see who we're playing with. Spin the randomizer wheel. It's going to be me, Migs, or Sarah. Whoa.
Oh, still spinning. Whoa. It's still spinning, and it's going to land on... Sarah's so mad at herself. She keeps readjusting the names in this digital wheel, and it landed on Sarah once again. You're just...
Randy, you should be feeling blessed right now. Blessed by the rock gods.
She looks so defeated now.
I'm actually a singer, so I do music. So,
Randy, are you in a band?
No, I wish. I've been singing for 30 years.
Oh, nice. So right on.
I can sing everything from heavy metal to Elvis Presley and rap and country and hip hop and R&B. I wish I could find a band. I really do.
Can you sing Red Solo Cup in honor of Toby Keith?
Okay. Yes, I could. I could. And I sang something for him last night too.
Nice. Well, I believe in you.
I did Willie Nelson. I do Willie Nelson's voice and Toby Keith's voice and beer for my horses.
Okay. Can we hear a little bit of that?
Let's see. Of course, you caught me off guard.
I know.
I can't think of the lyrics right now.
No worries.
Caught me off guard. But, I can do I was a highwayman. Along the coach roads I did ride. With sword and pistol by my side. Willie Nelson.
Nice. I dig it, Randy, and I feel very confident that you're going to get this first one all on your own. Are you ready for your first clip?
I'm ready. I Hate Everything About You by, I don't know, is it Breaking Benjamin?
Oh!
You got the song, you did not get the artist. 3 Days Grace.
Sorry, Randy.
I was about to do we need to give him a hint, but you sounded so ready to give the answer.
So we look forward to seeing you fronting a band sometime down the road, Randy. But unfortunately, we got to give those tickets to caller number 9, 206-803-ROCK. Man.
I mean, that was a good guess.
It was a good
guess.
guess.
Right around that time of the Breaking Benjamins and the 3 Day Graces.
Yeah.
They all kind of fell into that vibe of that sound.
It was funny, too, is Sarah got off the hook again, too, because that happened earlier this week where the caller missed up there, so... That's why the wheel just keeps picking her by random.
Oh, Sarah. Our MVP. Well, if there's something we have talked about this morning, Rockaholics, that you would like to bring back up and weigh in on, you can give us a call right now. 206-803-ROCK. We're going to check in with the Rockaholics after Nirvana.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, all morning long, we receive wonderful text messages. We get your phone calls, and it's finally time to chat about the things that you want to talk about. So call us up if you would like to chime in about anything on the Daily Migs Show this morning. 206-803-ROCK.
Someone did text in. A few people texted in because earlier we were playing that audio of Patrick Mahomes talking about his dad. His dad got arrested for a DUI, and he was, doing all the media stuff and answering his questions. And then Danny joked about the fact that he sounded like Kermit the Frog, which has been like an ongoing joke, not just with us, but with anyone. Whenever Patrick Mahomes does an interview, it kind of sounds like Kermit the Frog or Kermit the Frog is talking.
Hey, you're pretty good at that.
Yeah, I think I'm all right. I think if they needed me, I could do it. I know Danny, he's very proud about the fact that he could do a Kermit impression.
So I think you guys can do Patrick Mahomes impressions, though.
All right. And my dad's a dumb drunk. I hope. Well, anyways, a reporter actually did ask him at the media stuff, because you get a lot of random people that are going to be, these aren't like your serious sports reporters. I mean, I say that, I mean, how serious can you be? He's covering sports, and sports should be fun, but some people take it way too serious. But of course, then you get a couple knuckleheads that are going to be in the crowd asking questions, and of course, somebody wanted to have some fun with Patrick Mahomes and asked him to do a Kermit the Frog impression. And if you can find the video on Twitter, it's hilarious just to see how he's doing his best not to be like, you are annoying the F out of me, but the look on his face was just like, shut the hell up, and here's how it all went down.
What is your best Kermit the Frog impression? I'm talking right now, that's it. I'm talking right now, that's it.
Shut that down.
I never heard Kermit be that rude.
That's one thing about Patrick Mahomes is he's always very even-keeled. That was probably the closest to like a meltdown that I've heard him.
Well, he probably already been asked about his dad. Oh. He's getting asked all these random questions. It's probably getting under his skin. He's like, I'm just trying to get ready for the damn Super Bowl. I want my team to win a Super Bowl again. And then I got this guy.
I'm talking right now, that's it.
That sounds like Kermit when he's arguing with Miss Piggy.
I'm talking right now, that's it.
Poor Patrick. Poor Patrick. Colin in Chandler, Arizona. Earlier today, we were talking about memorable teachers. You had a teacher that told you where to go if you ditched class.
Hey, Taryn.
Hey.
How you guys doing?
Doing great, my man.
Great. Yeah, I like your show and the news sort of weighing in towards music. So, yeah, this music teacher, I've been trying to find a spot to tell about Mr. Dodd. Leo Dodd, he, when times were tough in the school district, he was teaching at elementary school and junior high and high school. And I was at the elementary school, Sherwood Forest in Bellevue, across from Interlake. And he says, I can't tell you to skip, but if you skip out during lunch and go to the cafeteria, listen to these two girls play. One plays guitar and one sings. One's from Interlake and one's from Sammamish. Okay. And it was, I went over there and I did. It was Nancy and Ann Wilson.
What?
That was a long time ago.
That is so cool.
But,
yeah. Where were they playing?
At the cafeteria at Interlake High School.
No kidding.
Yeah, lunchtime.
So that was, and I'm sorry, tell me again, that was the high school that you went to, or was that the other high school?
I was actually at the elementary school across the street.
Elementary school. There you go. That's pretty cool, though. Thanks for
running across the street to go see them.
Yeah, thanks for the tip, teacher. That's amazing.
That is a nice flex. Like, I got to see, you saw Hart? Yeah, I saw them back in school. It's kind of crazy.
Joe Dredd in Emerson, your teacher got you a scholarship.
I am in Everson.
Oh, Everson. Not Lake and Palmer.
You know where that's at?
Yeah, that's up north.
Yep.
Yeah. Like north of Linden. Is it north of Linden?
Well, kind of east of Bellingham.
Got it.
Okay.
Everson, Groshen, yeah. Anyways, I drive up there like twice a week.
Right on, Joe.
Yeah, in high school, so I took welding all 3 years, sophomore through senior, and my welding instructor, awesome guy, Mr. Aragon, one of the best teacher instructors that I ever had. He was he was hands-on. I mean, like nowadays, most of these high schools don't have welding, auto shop, wood shop anymore.
Yeah.
This was back in 94, 95. So he got me my first welding job. So my senior year, I got all my credits up. I only had to have 3 more credits. So I took math and English and then my elective, which was welding. And then after the 3rd period, I went to work and welded in a welding shop. So my senior year, he also nominated me to get a scholarship to any vo-tech school that I wanted to go to in the state of Washington. And he was also the instructor at Renton vo-tech. So I used my scholarship and continued my welding with him through, after high school.
Okay, that's pretty
It was
badass.
just awesome.
That is awesome.
I had no idea. All these years we've known you, Joe Dredd, I had no idea you were a scholarly man like that.
I am not Joe Dredd.
This is not Joe Dredd?
Unfortunately.
Oh, it's not Joe Dredd.
No, I don't even know who that is.
What is happening?
You're just a regular Joe, an average Joe.
I'm just Joe Schmo.
I'm having to be honest with you, I'm still having a hard time at the fact that they said, it was a long time ago back in the 90s, 94. So I'm like, 94 wasn't that long ago.
That was 30 years ago.
Yeah. I don't like when I hear those kind of things.
No, it feels like 10 years ago. The 90s will always be 1 decade removed for me. That's just how it feels.
I know, that's what we old people now say. Because there's a while you're like, 80s weren't that long ago. I think we finally have come to terms with the fact that the 80s were forever ago.
Yeah.
But I'm still having a tough time accepting that the 90s was that long ago as well, even though it's only 10 more years later.
But the funny part for like millennials too, it's like the night because like we were kids in the 90s, so it was like one of those. I still think of the 90s as 10 years ago. Like the 2000s and the 2010s, they didn't happen. Like we just breeze right by them.
Do we think it's because of the music? The music is such like a massive fabric in our lives. Like we still listen to those bands from the 90s and then 2000s, of course. But like you think about like a lot of like the bands from around here, the Pearl Jams, Nirvana's, Alice in Chains, and then even other bands that maybe like Everclear or whatever it may be. I don't feel like those bands are that old. Maybe to somebody who's 20 years old, they're like, no, they're very old. But in my eyes, bands from the 80s do feel old.
Yeah. Well, we were talking recently, Danny, you and I, about like what's considered dad rock now is like Blink 182.
Oh yeah, Blink 182, Good Charlotte, all of those are dad rock now. Considering
When you say that, I always feel like I'm being cool and hip when I go to the gym and I have my Blink 182 shirt on.
And the Pearl Jams and the Alice in Chains
like,
are grandpa rock these days.
I will rock with your grandpa any day.
Yeah.
No, me too.
Yeah, my grandpa didn't listen to cool music like that.
What did your grandpa listen to?
The sweet sounds of me crying because he was so mean to me. I don't even know. He probably listened to like this awful music. I don't even know what he enjoyed. One of my other grandpa, he liked Frank Sinatra.
Nice.
That's okay.
You can always get down with Frank Sinatra.
When's the last time you listened to Frank Sinatra?
I don't know. Probably, sometime in the last year.
No, it's not. Now you're making crap.
I don't know that I've actively been like, let's put on some Frank Sinatra. But anytime I hear Frank Sinatra, I'm like, oh, that's lovely.
That's a banger.
I've never said that's a banger.
Turn it up. Hey, DJ, play that emo night. See how it goes.
Oh my God, can we please get an EDM Frank Sinatra remix?
I'm sure it's already out there. Oh, yeah.
I want to hear that beat drop. Big
I would
time.
imagine that it's out there easily right now. EDM Frank Sinatra.
EDM Frank Sinatra.
I bet you anything I can find something in it. Yep, there we go. Frank Sinatra.
Oh my God.
Do you want the moon?
Fly me to the moon. Let me play among the stars. Let me
This doesn't sound like EDM.
Spring's like on
It just sounds like they put it in.
all I worship and adore. Let rain pour, let rain pour, let rain pour, let rain pour.
They don't drug test you to upload videos onto YouTube, apparently, right? Oh, my God. Well, now, if somebody says, when's the last time you heard Frank Sinatra? You can say
today.
February 7th, 2024.
EDM Sinatra. Well, people are taking online classes. People are taking online classes just to be able to travel to a certain vacation spot. Why? We're going to tell you at 9:50.
The Daily Migs Show.
Rockaholics, before we get into this next story, we got to talk to you about some imposters out there.
Yes. Quick PSA for people. Do not believe everything you see on Facebook.
Now, there are two specific pages we are referring to. One is called Taryn Daly Show.
Yes.
And the other one is called
The Steve Migs Show.
Steve Migs Show.
Because we've split off and we're doing our own Facebook shows.
Those are not us.
And we're not giving you $1,000.
Don't give them your personal information.
Yes.
When they ask for your banking information, that's where you should know this is a red flag situation.
It sucks that it's even happening. But yeah, if it seems too good to be true, and also if it just seems completely random and slightly unbelievable, you're right. It is random, unbelievable, and not true.
And what can you do about it, Rockaholics? You can report those pages when you see them.
Good luck
and tell
to that.
Facebook/Meta that this is an imposter.
Even though we've tried forever to make that happen, yet for some reason Facebook lets these pages exist. But please, if you get a random DM or a comment on one of our pictures or a comment saying, hey, congratulations, you've won $1,000, that's not true.
We don't have $1,000.
I wouldn't give it to anyone. I'd keep it myself.
Well, I don't know, Steve. When was the last time you were in Disney World? Or have you been to Disney World?
We went last year.
You took the kiddo.
We took Tatum to Disney World. It was a blast.
And was it crazy trying to plan your way to Disney World?
Yes, 100%. Yes.
Okay.
It was honestly, when we left, my wife realized that we missed an entire part of the park that we wish we would have went to because it would have been fun for Tatum. And it's still being brought up to this day. And I look at my wife, I'm like, are you trying to blame me for this? Because I was dealt the same hand that you were. I had the stupid app, and I was doing the best I can to navigate with this app, but there's too much to do in one day.
Well, they're saying that trips to Disney World have become so complicated and so spendy that some families are now paying to take a class just to learn how to navigate all things Disney World.
You know, it is a pain in the ass to do it, but I still wouldn't pay to do a class. I would just kind of be like, every time, like, even on the app, you could organize where you want to go and where you want to be, and it kind of helps you. It's like called like a genie or something like that, I think.
That's cute.
It is, but
shout out to Aladdin.
You know, within a couple hours, your phone battery's about to die, and you're just like, oh, I just better put it in my pocket.
Because it's just running and running and running the whole time?
Well, you keep checking it because you're like, where do I got to go? And if you're using the app, it is running the whole time.
Well, do you think if you invested $39 in one of the Zoom tutorials that you could have made out better on the other side?
Part of me wants to do a Zoom tutorial and just troll them the entire time.
Oh, wow.
So I went to Disney World once in high school because I was in, drum roll please, Future Business Leaders of America.
Of course you
Look at
were.
me here today leading business.
I was about to say, how'd that turn out for you?
Leading so much business, you
Yeah.
guys. But we went as a school group, and so I did none of the planning. It was all done for us. We just had to show up and do our things.
I'm more of the kind of guy that just likes to show up and just go where we go. Like, let's just see where it takes us. And if we don't get to everything, we don't get to everything.
That's why they call him Spontaneous Steve.
Well, and Taryn, I think you're thinking more of like the actual travel plans. And I think they're saying that this is actually navigating the parks in general,
But
which
this-
seems crazier.
It was kind of both because they got us passes to everything because we were staying at either, I don't remember if it was the Walt Disney Swan or the Walt Disney Dolphin, because those are the sister hotels. But we stayed at one of those hotels, and in our off time, we got to go explore the parks with these passes. And this was obviously many years before technology would have put an app into our hands.
But I've heard about there are people that do you can commission somebody to kind of give you an itinerary of what you want to do. And I thought that was crazy, but now we have something where you can kind of do it on your own, but you still got to take a class.
For the low price of $100 a day, I'll take you guys wherever you guys want to go.
Does that also
sounds like a
include,
good deal.
Does that include us having to pay for your ticket too?
Well, of course, Steve.
Yes,
Why not?
see. I would not be surprised if we get to a point where they will have people that are. It's a weird comparison to make it sound like there's streetwalkers, people on Aurora that are hey, you want a good time, $50. I wouldn't be surprised if someone just eventually you go to Disney and there are people that's their hustle, hey, $50, I'll take you around, I'll get you on every ride. but before 9 o'clock tonight.
I would honestly probably invest in that because I'm a little bit of an anxious person. I would want someone to help me with my anxiety within the park.
And I have no sense of direction in the park.
That's funny.
My wife was always
$50.
like, where is this? I'm like, I don't know. She's like, well, look on the map. I'm like, but the map doesn't really work all that well. Why don't we just go this way?
For just $150, Steve, I will go with you to Disneyland. And yes, you have to pay for my ticket.
That's the next field trip we take with tour guide Danny. Well, Rockaholics, a huge celebrity is in the news because of his eggplant emoji.
Is it Mickey?
It's not Mickey. But you're going to find out who it is during the Daily Migs download after Lincoln Park.
The Daily Migs Show. Knowledge is power. So give us 5-ish minutes and we'll give you, some interesting stuff you can talk about at work. This is the Daily Migs download.
AKA the DMD.
Here's your daily dose of doings happening in the world.
He is our fearless leader. His name is Ryan Castle, and he is here.
Lead us.
I try to do one good deed every day.
Are you actually fearless, or is there something you're afraid of?
Spiders.
Okay.
Yeah.
How do you feel about patty melts?
I love a patty melt.
Oh, happy National Patty Melt Day.
You put hot cheese on anything, I'm in.
That's a very good point. Or if you enjoy yourself a little fettuccine Alfredo, it's National Fettuccine Alfredo Day as well. So
Big fan. Big fan.
Hey, no need to watch the Super Bowl this weekend, guys, because EA Sports, the video game, they did their simulation with Madden 24. And your new Super Bowl champions, according to them, the Kansas City Chiefs. Back to back, baby.
What a relief.
I know, so we don't have to bother watching it.
Yeah.
Did they tell us if Patrick Mahomes wins the MVP for the second year in a row?
Yeah. They said it was a close game. In the past, I think maybe some people would have been like, oh, they said that because they were nailing it for a while. But I think the last couple times they were wrong. I think they said Philadelphia last year.
No credibility.
I can't wait to hear his championship speech.
Well, have you seen this photo on the internet, Ryan Castle?
I saw you guys on the internet looking at the photo this morning, and that was plenty for me.
Drake was what we were looking at.
Drake's
Not so
missile?
much Drake, but his missile. It is the focus of a lot of social media attention right now. Some explicit video that he apparently sent to, you said maybe to his friends or something like that,
To
went
me.
viral to Steve Migs.
Yeah, this
went
is the
viral.
kind of thing you send your friends.
And then, thank goodness,
Check me out.
thank goodness we have internet detectives because there are people that kind of assessed the video and said that, yes, the headboard matches his actual headboard on his $185 million private jet called Air Drake.
Okay, what's more impressive? His unit or the fact that he has a $185 million?
I mean, Sarah, that unit was pretty impressive.
Definitely his unit.
I think if you have a jet like that, it doesn't matter what your dog looks like.
Right, you might as well have a big pickup truck, too.
Or if you have a dog like that, it doesn't matter what your jet looks like.
Exactly. So anyway, everything's coming up Drake.
Everything is coming up.
And I can't unsee it.
All right, this has nothing to do with Drake's unit, but Patrick Mahomes, he did speak out about his dad. They're doing all the interviews and stuff because it's Super Bowl week.
This poor guy.
I know, he's got to talk in front of media and people who pretend to be media just so they could go and have access to some of these.
Cats like Craig Gass showing up there asking questions.
Funny, we'll be talking to Craig Gass sometime this week about his experience at the Super Bowl. But yes, people like Craig Gass and all the like. And somebody did ask him about his dad, Patrick Mahomes Sr., who got a DUI arrest. And of course, it's worst time ever to do that when your son's about ready to get to play in the big game in the Super Bowl. And they asked him about it, and here's what he had to say.
He's doing good. Don't really want to get into it too much, but he's doing good for whatever the situation is. It's a family matter, so I'll just keep it to the family, and that's all I really have to say at this point.
He sounds like he's 75 years old. He's smoking a cigar, and he's trying to talk me into a record deal.
And a lot of people also say he sounds a little bit like Kermit the Frog.
I'm going to make your dreams come true, kid.
How about this, dude? During the same media stuff, somebody did say, hey, Patrick, this is why he's probably not in a good mood. You ask him about his dad, and then someone's like, hey, quick, can you do a Kermit the Frog impression? If you missed it earlier this morning, we played it. And, of course, we have it again. Listen how annoyed Patrick Mahomes is about this question.
What is your best Kermit the Frog impression? I'm talking right now, that's it.
And this is why Marshawn Lynch didn't show up to those things.
Right.
He's just there so he doesn't get fined.
Yeah.
I'm talking right now, that's it.
Yeah.
I'm talking right now, that's it.
Yeah.
Amanda,
my ding ding.
I'm talking right now, that's it.
Oh, Drake just jumped into the mix.
oh my God. A man in Vancouver, Washington was arrested for walking through traffic while swinging a samurai sword around, and he was yelling. Police said that the man continued into a Walmart parking lot and was screaming and threatening to hurt people. Officers had to evacuate the Walmart. They found the guy, and he eventually surrendered. Not only did he have the samurai sword, though, he also had a 5-inch knife in his pocket, and there were no serious injuries during the incident.
Our buddy Jeets lives in Vancouver now. I have not been able to get a hold of him to confirm whether or not that was him.
We know it wasn't Drake because it was only 5 inches.
Whoa.
Have you guys seen the video that's going on virally of this Jeopardy lady that answered a question where she was basically saying 0 with her hands? And it's worth looking up on the internet. I only bring it up because it's kind of hilarious because she has both of her hands doing a 0 and she starts moving them side to side like she's using a shake weight.
We call that the double Drake.
Oh my God.
Some people said it's Jeopardy OnlyFans edition. It's pretty funny. I suggest you guys check it out. As far as weather, 47 degrees and rain. That's going to be our high. Thanks to SeattleBoatShow.com for giving us the Daily Migs download, and that's what's up.
Ryan Castle is up next with your Morning 12 Pack.
The Daily Migs Show.
Celebrate and save at Ashley's Anniversary Sale. With Hot Buys, your choice of colors starting at just $3.99. Ashley Sleep mattresses starting at $2.50. Plus, receive a free adjustable base with select mattress purchases. And shop top mattress brands like Stearns & Foster, Tempur-Pedic, Purple, and Beautyrest Black with 60-month special financing. Only at Ashley. Subject to credit approval. No minimum purchase required. Minimum monthly payment, down payment, tax, and delivery may be required. See store for details.
Love the flexibility of working in all sorts of places? Well, working on the go seamlessly requires a strong network like T-Mobile. We have America's largest 5G network, so whether you're on a video call at the park or uploading large files at the coffee shop, we have the 5G speed you need. Whatever takes you on the go, T-Mobile's got you covered. Find out more at T-Mobile.com/network today.
Coverage not available in some areas. See 5G device coverage and access details at T-Mobile.com.
For the ones who work hard to ensure their crew can always go the extra mile, and the ones who get in early so everyone can go home on time, there's Grainger, offering professional-grade supplies backed by product experts so you can quickly and easily find what you need. Plus, you can count on access to a committed team ready to go the extra mile for you. Call, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.